Good morning and
We're
welcome, right, to Bosses and Breakfast.
back.
Took me a minute to figure out, okay, I gotta log into all these different places, but
I know. I was like, where are all the microphones?
I know I didn't even get a chance to unravel these. Obviously, you know this, but
I mean, you want to see what I'm doing? It all fell over.
hey, everybody, welcome back. Yay. Hey, Rachel Dunn. Hey, Julie. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Christina. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Brenda. And it only took me a little bit, but I found the original Bosses and Breakfast mugs.
Which is amazing. I'm just trying to get this thing so I can actually get us on Instagram, but
Okay.
it all fell down.
Yes. Do you
All right.
do you use it as a tripod? Is that what you do?
Yeah, sure. Hi,
Yeah.
Annika.
I don't think you need it. You're lit.
No, I need to put my phone somewhere. I'll just put it here.
Oh, I see.
I'll just put it down. We're throwing it all out the window.
Oh, okay, so you do use it as a tripod. I see where you're
Yes,
doing.
that's what I was trying to go for. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Carolyn. Carol, hello. So those of you that are joining us on Facebook, we have a new team member, Jennifer. She's behind the scenes. So if you hear us say Jennifer, you'll know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
So what we tend to do is we share like how they can get their StreamYard, which is what we're broadcasting on, to connect with Facebook. But basically, you all have to let Facebook know that you want us to see your names. Otherwise, they'll just see Facebook user, but that's totally fine too if that's how it's going to go.
Right.
All right, you ready to go live?
Yes. Okay. So I'll wait on you. I'm logged in.
Good luck. Oh wait, no, I have a problem. Hold on, I can't do it.
Oh.
You keep talking, everyone. This is the day back, right?
Okay. You don't have your headphones, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I know. So I was like, where are my other headphones? So welcome back. We're doing season 2 of Bosses and Breakfast. We're so excited. We have missed all of you. And honestly, it felt really weird. We're back and we are kind of like settling in. Like, tell me if your kids, when they're starting school, I'm just so curious of that too. My kids are starting school in whatever date it is, 2 weeks on the 23rd. So I already feel a little bit like I am scurrying to, my mind is definitely already there. Like my mind is definitely ready to hunker down, get ready for all the things. And then my to-do list is not agreeing with me. So, oh my gosh, Teresa said her daughter had her first day yesterday. Oh my goodness, this week, September 8th. Yeah, a lot of the New York Upper East Coast are in September after Labor Day. And then we have a few family members down in Florida and whatnot. And they started this past week, August 10th or whatever. And we start later in August. So September 1st. Yeah, a lot of people have September 1st, 26th, September 7th. September 7th, I think that is Labor Day. Don't tell me, Nadia, that they are making them start on Labor Day. August 16th. So we're talking about, so there's across the board kids starting school various days. So a lot of them are starting very soon. I'm actually shocked at that.
Right.
So started yesterday in Houston. Oh, hey, Maureen. I was like, oh, Suburb, my daughter is a teacher. I was like, this sounds like Maureen. I didn't look at your name first. Hi, we missed you.
Okay, I did it. I did it, everyone. Welcome to the morning. All right, I'm gonna go live on Instagram.
Okay.
And I'm glad that you guys are used to having us back and being a little crazy. But now that I'm settled into my house, I'll try and figure it out. So
yeah, right. I said, our brains are kind of catching up to it still. My brain is ready to be there. I love the fall time. I love kind of gearing up for all the new season of the kids being in routine again. So totally. That'll be nice.
Going live.
Okay.
Hello, product bosses. We are back. It's Bosses and Breakfast. We took the summer off. We're back. We're kicking off the end of summer. We're talking about over on Facebook, the beginning of fall, and kids going back to school and all the amazing things that are happening. So we're going to wait for friends to join us. I see Mina has found me. I was having a little bit of tech issues over on the Facebook. And say hello. Hey, Made for Mama and Chalk Tree Wax Candles. Hello, hello. Hi.
Good morning. We're back.
All right. So now I feel like you can settle in. I'm
Mhm.
going to share my mug now that we're all. So you can share your mug again, and I'm going to share mine and wait for it. It's real good.
Oh, I love it. Well,
I may
actually,
spill on myself, but
I want to show you a mug that I got for Rock Your Holiday promotions really quick. It's too good not to share right now. Okay.
okay. And this is from the Unicorn Store. So we actually got to meet her when we were in Southern California. She is in the directory. Hopefully we'll be in the new directory as we're launching that as well. But isn't that cute?
Oopsie.
Hey, Jen.
So I got this mug for Rock Your Holiday promotions. I saw it and could not resist myself, but look at this beautiful thing.
How cute.
I know it's kind of random with the basketball there, but my daughter does love basketball. So I was like, hey, she did get a basketball last year. So I was like, oh, look at how cute he is. So
He is
that will be
adorable.
coming out probably, next week or something. So I'm super excited about that one.
Yeah. Hey, Sarah. All right. So Bosses and Breakfast. What have you all been up to this summer? What have we all been up to? Have you been working? Did any of you take vacations? A little bit about, if you've been following us, you know that I had driven out from New Jersey to California back in October. We've traveled around the states. We saw our family in California, and we finally drove back 2 Wednesdays ago. So I've only been back for 2 Wednesdays, but then a Wednesday after I drove to DC with Lauren, who's our team member, and we met the team, part of the team over in Washington, DC. So we just got back from that. So that's why, it's pretty amazing what we've been doing over here.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time with my family, but we have been working behind the scenes on some incredible things. So while you didn't see us front facing for Bosses and Breakfast, we were working, and this is something I wanted to bring up because I do think that when you decide to work on your business in seasons, it will be about front facing or behind the scenes. So we were working on operations, right? So one of the big things that we've been working on is Shop 1 and 5 directory. We birthed it, you all. We are so proud of this little baby that we've birthed, and it's been amazing. It was definitely a process, and we learned a lot. We really came together as a team, and we are thrilled with what it's starting to look like. We sent it out to all of our masterminders last week. They're in there now, and we got feedback from them, and we've changed it even further. And so it's been this kind of a little bit of a roller coaster of learning a lot very quickly, but we could not be happier with how it's coming along.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And that's the thing, right? And Jennifer, some people are asking, how do they get in on Shop 1 and 5 directories? So it is right now, if you jump on the wait list later today, we had a team meeting this morning with our tech team that's been building the site, a couple last minute things to kind of do before we really get into this. It's a beta launch, right? You guys, those of you that sign up will be part of the founding members. And as we're sort of, ironing it out and working on it, because if you build a website from scratch, it's incredible. And there's so many details. But it's beautiful. So, and then Jennifer, I don't know if you have the ability on Instagram to put it into the live, but that would be amazing too. So we're going to put that in there.
So we're working out the kinks even to this very minute we are. And today, fingers crossed, we're so excited. Hopefully the tech gods will shine down on us like they usually do on Bosses and Breakfast Day. And you will receive a very special email about the directory if you were on the wait list, only if you were on the wait list or if you were a previous listing in last year's directory. So only you, very few special people, which is like upwards of 1,000 people though, are going to get that founding email that's really special. And then we're going to take it into stage 2. So that'll be super exciting like this.
And real quick, Lauren, who's on Instagram watching, maybe we might have to just change a link in our bio to get on the wait list, because I think they won't be able to type out that whole waitlist link, but on Facebook they can click it. So yeah, so talking about that really fast, like what we've been working on. So first was Shop 1 in 5 Pledge. So last year when Mina and I created the Shop 1 in 5 Pledge, it was, around the holiday season. It was 2020 and small businesses were the hero, right? And so
and still are.
But that was sort of the big businesses. Does anyone remember when Amazon couldn't ship in 2 days? Like it's right. Do we remember
that they only sold, prioritized and sold essentials?
Yeah.
Right.
So we had seen, people turn to the small businesses and small businesses locally. And even if you were online, people were taking stuff to their to their customers. There's curbside pickup. So we created the pledge. And then we created a directory because we really wanted to give you all a platform to be found. Because whether you're selling on Etsy or Amazon, if you have your own Shopify site or whatever your website is, it's hard. Like people, if someone types in hand poured candles, you're not going to ever be the top one unless you have a multi-million-dollar budget and you're competing with Bath and Body Works or something, right? So we really wanted a hub, a place for people to come to and be able to discover small businesses. There really isn't that, right? There's like the business associations that are in local towns that might tell you brick and mortars, but there's nowhere that's like, here's a whole bunch of small businesses that you can shop from on different platforms, which are your platforms. So whether you send them to your Etsy site, whether you send them to your website, if they can shop on Instagram and that's where you want to send them. If you send them to, even people have put them to their Amazon listings, right? It depends on where you sell, but it directly connects the customer to you. So we're just so excited. I'm on a TV show later today to talk about it, which like that's why I'm all done up, like for you too. But
hello, I'm still done up.
That's what I'm saying. But I've got like fake lashes on because I'm doing a TV show and it is for The Morning Beat, which airs on the Family Channel. And what's the other one I had said? Just big, like I'm blanking, but like big networks. Right. And national networks, and they're talking to us about Shop 1 in 5 Pledge and the small businesses. So
I think it just validates what we've always said, is that people want to support small businesses. They just don't know how. So I just want to, before we get into our very exciting, I want to talk about like what we're teaching you in the workshop series, because I want to give you guys all the edge of getting prepared for the holiday season. When we're getting into Bosses and Breakfast right now, we want to like literally get you prepared and get you ready. And that's like our love language is to do it through business, right? That we want to excel your businesses and help you grow and make the most money you can. Like that is truly like the impact we want to make. But first, I want to give you some tips about standing out in the directory. So one of the ways is that you can stand out even better, and this is for anything, whether it's our director or anything, is you have better photos. The better your photos, the more likely someone will click on your profile and read more about you. If you have ugly photos, they will be least likely to click on your photos. Now, this just means like a well-lit photo works wonders compared to like a very dim, old photo, that looks like it was taken in like a scary basement, so make sure that you have better photos, right? If you need to hire it out, you can. You certainly don't need to. Just make sure it's well lit, or you learn how to edit it. You're entrepreneurs. You can figure this out, The other thing too is share your story. There's parts of the listing that you'll be able to share your bio. They'll get a click down to read their story. Share your story and do it from a way of why it's beneficial to them. Okay. So that they can just be like, oh, I resonate with this, but they know, anytime as a consumer, they always wonder what's in it for me. So make sure that you're folding that in there as well. And the third tip is, to make sure that your website looks good on the other end of where we send them.
Yeah.
So
we can't control conversion. So while we can bring traffic, we cannot control whether they click and then what the user experience is. And now this is something we work on in Multi-Stream Machine. We have several masterminders that are on live right now with us, and they're saying, they're writing what they've done with their photos because they work with us. But we can't control the user experience, which honestly is why Marky Mark Zuckerberg, yes, Marky Mark Zuckerberg, I'm talking to you. When he created Facebook Shops on Instagram, one of the biggest things that they had said, the reason why, especially last year, was that they could keep the user experience elevated. So while other small businesses can't maybe build out websites that are as beautiful or as easy to navigate, what they thought was that they saw a drop off. So even Facebook and Instagram saw a drop off between the customer clicking your link in bio, going on your site, but never purchasing, right? Like abandoning the site. Now, what they did is that's why with Facebook Shops, they allowed the customer to purchase on that platform. So it made it super clean and easy, right? So that's sort of the idea here. And obviously, if you get into the Shop 1 in 5 directory, we haven't even talked about this, but we have a back-end training portion to it. So we are going to help you with marketing. So when you sign up, automatically you get access to 5 of our workshops, our marketing workshops, which are going to really help you with influencers and email. I'm trying to remember all of them right now off the top of my head.
Essentially, yeah, videos. It's basically essentially the whole idea of visibility.
Mm-hmm.
So we put those workshops together for you to understand that. I would say that's more like phase 2. When you first get signed up for the directory, you'll have to be approved just to make sure you're not like, I don't know, selling illegal items, let's say. And then you'll get approved, and then you get to put things into your listing. You'll get to customize it. The beauty of it is that you can customize it at any time, meaning if you have launches coming up, if you have Black Friday deals, if you have whatever it is, if you have new products you really want to feature, let's say your bestseller is really selling at the time, you can put that up there and you can do it as many times as you want. So that last tip of really making sure your website is nice and clean and easy to shop from and easy to buy from is because we can only take the consumer so far. The rest, we're passing the ball to you. Right.
And I say that though, the reason I brought up the trainings was that we also have like what's a good photo and what's not a good photo. And we're also going to help you all with that. Right. So yeah. Debbie, who's a masterminder, she said after getting my directory listing up, because she's had first access, she said I gave my website homepage a facelift and revamped flow of all the product descriptions, which is amazing. So anyways, we wanted to talk about that, but we have something even more amazing to talk about. We really want to start to talk about gearing up for the holidays. Who's been thinking about prepping their business for the holidays yet? Anyone? Put it in the comments. Or have you could say yes, been thinking about it, or no, still trying to, live my best life in the summer. But we're doing something new this year. So we are offering this amazing free workshop series. And the free workshop series it's the Product Boss's Guide to Getting Holiday Ready. It's totally free. And it's every Tuesday for the next 3 Tuesdays in August, starting on August 17th.
Yeah. If you were with us last year during COVID times, which the previous COVID times, I guess we're still, in it. So we did a live workshop series in the summer. It was spectacular. The amount that people learned from it was just like the most we've ever seen engagement from our audience. That was like, we are ready to learn. And so the idea of a live workshop has always stayed with myself and Jacqueline, where we're like, we need to bring those back in some way, shape, or form. So why not do it for the holiday season when we can help people the most? Because, we love talking holidays. So now we have a free live workshop series every Tuesday in August coming up, and they're totally free. And that way we can, as we all transition into the school year wherever we live, we can really start thinking about what needs to be done here on out for the holiday season. We can do it all together. So it'll be really fun. Even if you've been around us for a long time and heard us say a lot of the same things, it's a refresher. We go through the same things every year for the most part, right? But this is a whole new spin on it that you all will really, really love.
Mm-hmm. Oops, I don't know why I keep showing stuff. My buttons are okay. Okay. So that's at rockyourholidaypromotions.com/free-workshop. We'll also put the link in the bio on Bosses and over on Instagram. And the team will drop that in, and people are saying they just signed up. So someone asked, are they the same training? So what we actually really want to talk to you about today is this is going to be about gearing up, getting ready for the holidays, because there's a whole bunch of stuff. Because if any of you have been in Rock Your Holiday Promotions Challenge before, it's totally free 5-day challenge. That's coming in September. And that's when we help you build your promotions for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So we talk about it. We're like, what are you going to sell? How are you going to sell it? What promotions? And we actually build them. But let's keep that till September. What we're going to work with you on in August is going to be getting you ready. And the three things that we see product bosses need help with the most is time, scaling, and focus. So time is when you're trying to shove like 100 hours worth of work into 40 hours or like, scaling is figuring out how could I handle the influx of all the orders that I'd like to get and keep up with it. And then focus is what should I sell? What should I sell? What should I focus on? What should I put forward? So thinking about that, I'd love for you all to tell us in the comments, what do you think you need most help with? Time, scaling, or focus? And we can kind of talk a little bit more about that too.
Yeah, we're so excited. It will be working with us in person. If you miss a workshop, though, you will get the replay. You'll get limited access to the replay.
Just for a very short amount of time.
Yeah, for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to go back and watch if you do miss it. And then that'll get you ready for the following workshop. So these are intentionally put in the way that they are because of you wrapping your mind around things in a certain way. So the first one is, how do you make more time? I think that's a big struggle for a lot of people, especially right now in a big transition moment that you are getting your kids ready for school. So how do you make more time? Well, let's tackle that first. The next is, but I really want to scale. I just don't know how. And if I'm going to be really busy, how can I handle it? Well, that is what we're going to focus on next. Okay, here's how you do it. Now that you understand time, we can understand how to scale during this time. And that really will help you then as well. And then next, the end of that is focus. What do you focus on to make money? Because you do need to make money in the most profitable time of year for product bosses, right? Whether or not you have a product that is holiday-esque or anything like that, like mine is school labels, I still have to make sure that I think about the strategy of what happens with my business, right? So really thinking about that at that point too. And they go in a sequence, very intentionally and purposeful to make sure that all of you feel really geared up for the holiday season. And then after that, you just stick around for Rock Your Holiday Promotions Challenge, which all of you know, like most of you are on here have been through Rock Your Holiday Promotions Challenge, and it's epic. It's epic. It's epic and amazing.
Epping is like maybe the new word we've created.
Right. I know. And so it's epic and amazing. And we just do so much together and it gets you super prepared. So by the end of September, can you even imagine how prepared that you will be? It'll be amazing.
Yeah. And, Jamie wrote here, scaling baked goods is a challenge. 100%. Those of you who has like a handmade business, a one-of-a-kind business, a baking business, right? That we will tell you is probably the most challenging, especially the handmade side of it all for the scaling part. And so we know that, we see that, and we've worked through it. I mean, there's masterminders and multi-stream machine students that are live right now with us here that we've worked with, and they have been able to scale their handmade business or their bakery business or food business or one-of-a-kind business, or they're working through it, right? And finding their way there. So that's something that we know is a huge hurdle for you. So that's one thing. And then the time thing, we all wish we had more time. And you know what you can't get more of? Time. You can make more money, but you can't get time, but we have to work within that time constraint. So it seems like some people here are saying they want all three. Time is a big thing for them. Scaling. I think a lot of times you all don't realize you also need focus. Do you know your bestseller? I'd love for you to drop into the chat to tell me your bestseller. 1, 2, 3, go.
And it's lagged. So we'll wait, a really dramatic pause here.
And I say that because our students that have worked with us, right? Like our students that have worked with us in our courses or they're in our masterminds, like they get really used to kind of being able to say that. Like Rachel is a student and she shows up live all the time. So she says, good for you, Rachel, gemstone earrings, right? Annika, still that black cat bralette is still her number one.
Yeah.
Melanie says her wood clipboard. Lavishly Vintage says hanging oven towels, right? Hex trays for Zatka Decor. So Good. I'm glad. Some of you are like, yes, I know what it is. And some of you don't. If you don't know what it is yet, or even if you do, but it may be different for the season, you want to come to the third workshop as well, which is August
Yeah.
31st.
Right. And then what do you do with it? So we'll be, there's a lot of people that think that they know, they might not know, they're unsure of what to do with it. Like they have maybe even just one product or they know what their customers kind of like. So we're going to really help you through it. That's the advantage of a live workshop is that you get to ask questions on the fly and you get to be surrounded by people that are kind of learning the same things. So, when you're consuming content or learning or any sort of thing, it becomes very like visual, auditory, verbal, all of it. And it's just really helpful to retain that information because you're in this setting that really makes it beneficial to you.
Mm-hmm. Carrie said, mine is the custom t-shirt quilts thanks to the Bestseller Secrets Challenge, which she went through one of our 5-day free challenges. Bree, who we've worked with too, she says the bobby pin holder and puller set, which we have also worked with her through this. So it's amazing that those of you that kind of have figured it out. And Murphy's Mellows over on Instagram said multi-shoe machine made a huge difference, which is huge because, Murphy's Mellow says we have scaled up a ton since doing Rock Your Holiday promotions last year, even launching on Fair this summer, and at multi-shoe machine made a huge difference. Yay. I'm so glad. I remember when you signed up.
Me too. Murphy's Mellows. Oh, sounds delicious, by the way.
Annika's like, you think you know, but you have no idea. So the link is in the bio in the show notes. Oh my God, I don't know where I am. Okay. The link to sign up for the workshop.
How can we make this really confusing?
Is on Instagram.
Yes.
In our bio. And then if you're on Facebook, our team has dropped it in here. Get signed up. It's free. You'll get that replay for a limited time. Those of you that sign up today, also, you may see that there's this offer to get the workshops lifetime. So where
the
replays. So meaning it won't just go away. So if you feel like it's going to be hard to process and learn and show up live every week, it'd be a great tool in your tool belt to grab the workshops for life kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Especially at this particular timing. So there were people, for example, that ran through Bestseller Secrets Challenge. They understood what their bestseller was. Holiday is different in a way that there's a big transition that happens for consumer spending. So your bestseller actually might shift. So even thinking about that this is really like we are holiday focused here, gearing you up, ramping you all up for the holiday season, and it will just be done in a slightly different way. And we're just super excited about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Desi just said MS Multi-Shoe Machine has paid for itself. This isn't even a Multi-Shoe Machine episode, but or show. But May Best the brand said yes, Multi-Shoe Machine with like muscle arms or whatever. So I'm so glad those of you that are students are getting the results that you're hoping for, and that's our whole goal is to build these amazing businesses that help you get the revenue that's going to create the life and lifestyle you want. And each of you has a different lifestyle, right? Maureen wants the beach house. Some people want to be able to travel. Some people, retire people. Oh, Emily said 10x over. Is that from Multi-Shoe Machine, Emily? That's bonkers. Look at that. And she just signed up, didn't she? But yeah, so we want you to have what you desire in your life, but we also want your businesses to fit what you want, right? Some of us, like when Mina created Little Labels, she's not a maker and she didn't want to be home making and shipping all day. So she worked out Amazon and subscription boxes and flash sale sites as the way for her to ship bulk, and they fulfill and they sell for her.
Right. It really is about creating the life that you want. Your business is the vehicle to your dream life. It's the vehicle, meaning it's not everything. You don't need it. It takes you where you want it to go. So when you take your business 85 different ways and you're kind of like maneuvering your business vehicle in like with a chicken with your head cut off, it's really hard to meet goals and it's really hard to meet your dream life because you're going in too many different directions, right? You actually need to guide where you want it to go. We talk about this with our masterminders all the time. We work backwards from their dream life, and it looks different for everybody. A lot of people, it's more about the freedom and the time. I mean, pretty much everybody, even we gave the example of Maureen with the beach house, but that really is a setting of more time, of enjoyment and desire to live the life that she wants, the freedom aspect of that. So I want you all all to keep that in mind is that it looks different for all of us along with our path to whatever that is.
And Maureen's like, you have a great memory about what her dream life is. Because listen, some of you tell us and it sticks, and that's what we want for you. So like we're manifesting it for you as you're doing the work. So we're there for you. Emily said Multi-Stream Machine helped her have a 4-figure day. She never thought she would see that. So those of you that are not we weren't expecting you all of our Multi-Stream Machine students to be here.
No.
Yeah. Thank you for saying all of this because it's amazing. It's amazing for us to get the feedback too. And to know that the work we've put in is helping you see the results that you want. So just so everybody knows, the Multi-Stream Machine the doors will be opening for one last time this year in September. So make sure that you do get into this workshop series. There will be Rock Your Holiday Promotions Challenge. And at the end of that challenge is when the doors are going to open to Multi-Stream Machine for only a week. And then it's done until the spring of 2022. So if you've been waiting for this, you have plenty of time, and we've positioned the timing of the doors being open to Multi-Stream Machine very specifically. Me and I went back and forth. We're like, October, when do we do this? Well, we know what you need, my friends, and we know that you're going to be busy prepping for the holidays in October and November. And if we can get you into Multi-Stream Machine and give you even just those of you that have been in it, like one module they've implemented and changed their business. So if you can jump in and change your business with one module in a short amount of time, it will set you up for like the best holiday season you could have ever imagined.
Right. It's a domino effect, right? Like what Jacqueline and I call, actually, you know what? Domino effect. What am I talking about? We always talk about the snowball. It's a snowball. So what we need to create is the initial snowball. So it starts very purposefully with these workshops because we need to get your heads in the game, right? We need to get your heads in the game. You need to understand, okay, when am I going to do this? What do I want to do? How far do I want to scale? And then what do I focus on? So hence the time, scale, and focus. Then it's Rock Your Holiday Promotions, which is literally the most fun challenge you'll probably ever be a part of because it's just so exciting. And then we write your promotions. Like, what are you selling? What are you promoting? What are the offers that are getting you to what you had decided what you wanted to be, right? Like the revenue goal or whatever it was. And then the doors do open to Multi-Stream Machine. We teach you all along the way. So if you do want to take your business a step further from there, a ton of people do because they've already started growing. Now what, right? There's the now what. And then, so that is really why Multi-Stream Machine is connected to this, is because it really helps those people that are serious about wanting to grow their business. And they've really understood, what to take from the workshops, what to take from Rock Your Holiday Promotions, and put it into a business that makes sense for their life. And so that's why Multi-Stream Machine opens for everybody who wants to take that next step.
Okay, I remember when Desi signed up too, because she was on the lives and we were talking. So she said she just had her first 4-figure week due to us. So yay, Desi. Like, let's
yay,
all clap for
Desi
her.
does.
I mean,
I do remember because she's always Desi does.
And then Amanda Lee said, I've at 85% of my best goals. So those of you that haven't worked with us yet, we do a good, better, best of the revenue you want to get. So what month is it? It's August still. And she's at 85% of her best goal. She's like, what? She's a Multi-Stream Machine fan.
She hasn't even hit the holiday season.
It's August. So, I mean, your best goal might double by the end of this year, which is amazing, Amanda Lee. So I think it's just amazing. So congrats to all of you that have had these amazing wins. So I'd love to, do you have something else you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I mean, we can just.
I was going to maybe take some questions.
Okay.
If you are on Instagram and you go to the little question box, you can drop in a question for us. You can ask us anything. You can ask us about our summer, how we're balancing, mom life and working. It could be a business question. It's not going to be super, super coaching, but we'd love to kind of help and kick this off.
We might save some of the coaching for the workshops and Rock Your Holiday Promotions Challenge. Like, I'm not going to try to teach it right here in 10 minutes.
No? You're not ready?
No.
The slides aren't done?
No. So
I'll just talk a little bit while we're waiting if anyone does have any questions. Team, we have been working on our team. What?
Desi.
Okay,
her question is so funny too.
I'll come back to her question because that's going to be a good answer. But we've been working on our team. So we did shift our team a bit this summer. What we all want you to think about, and we work on this really specifically in our masterminds, is when you're building your business, you can't build your business for today, like where you stand today, right? Because whoever or however your team is built and how you're doing things is not the thing that is going to be the same thing that gets you to your next revenue goal. So I say that in the way of like, let's say you're a $50,000 business and you want to be a $250,000 business. Well, you're going to hit capacity at a $50,000 business trying to get to 250 if you're trying to do that all yourself, which is definitely something we're going to work on in our scaling workshop. So for Mina and I, we really had to build our team because we launched Shop One in Five Pledge. That's like a second business. Our team has grown. Our community has grown. I think we have like 15 to 20 team members now, which is crazy.
It's a lot. And those are team members. Some of them do a specific thing. We also are growing the podcast, which is really, we have a production team now, which is like a really big piece of it. Also, we are switching a lot up of the team. We have Shop One and Five, but we also wanted to do certain things. The workshop series is a good example of this, of like things we want to do, but it changes our schedule. That's why we're only opening up Multi-Stream Machine only once again. I know there's been in the fall time, we opened it up twice before. This time it's only once. And so there's just been a lot of shifting and figuring out our calendars and how we can best serve small businesses, because like you said, we have Shop One and Five now too.
But it was also the idea of, we have a big goal for this business. Like we have a big goal because we want to help so many small businesses. So we needed to get the structure together. So, I mean, Lauren's onboarding 3 people this week. Good luck, Lauren. But the thing is that we've been hiring and we've been getting people in the right seats. And that's something that we work on in our masterminds, especially because what they're doing is they start to see, and so many of them were Multi-Stream Machine students that have come from that course into our masterminds. And they're like, okay, my business is growing. How do I keep up with it? And they need to ultimately get help, hire help, outsource stuff, that kind of thing. So we've been doing the same thing. So that's something that we've been working on. But now we have a lot of questions as I just kind of rambled through all that. So let's start with Jess's question. What time do we wake up? What time do you wake up?
So I laughed at this question because this is something that the team always gives me a hard time. When I say team, I mean Jacqueline, because I like to sleep very late. Like for a long time, when I really took advantage of Jacqueline being on the West Coast for a little bit, she was, in the West Coast, which she was behind me.
I was 2 hours behind.
2 hours behind her. So then I would sometimes sleep until 10 a.m. And I just did not feel bad about it. I
she's
stayed
like,
up
she's
really,
not up yet.
Yeah, she's not up yet. It's 8 a.m. where she is. Like, if anything, like, So now it's shifting. Jacqueline's back on the East Coast. And this morning I did wake up at 7:45 and my kids are going back in school. But I already knew that I could sleep in during those times. So I was just like, my best working hours, and you all have to listen to your own body. My best working hours is at night. Mm-hmm. And so I like to be able to re-energize myself for a second wind and then sleep in as late as I want sometimes.
Yeah. And I typically will wake up after 7. So like if it's a natural 7:30ish, 7, because my kids really won't start school till just after 8 and we live pretty much next door school. So yeah, I think we're not we both are in complete agreement that we are not morning people. Lauren on our team is like, she's up at like 5 a.m. like working. So she gets
4 a.m. Remember, she wakes up at 4 a.m. to go running 5 miles in the morning. I bet it's still dark out. Like
we wouldn't know because we're not awake in the morning.
Common sense, probably dark out. The sun hasn't risen.
There's been times where I was on the West Coast and I work late. So like I'll work through the night and then she's waking up 3 hours ahead of me and we're like meeting in the middle. Like we've been working for 24 hours. So yeah, so we are not necessarily morning people. We do have to be with young children. But you will probably never hear us say like we got up and worked out before we got dressed and our kids were awake. Most likely not.
Fingers crossed. You never know. I mean, I'd love to be one of those type of people.
Yeah, I think we'd both love to be one of those types of people. It might be why bosses and breakfast at 11 a.m. Eastern, because it has to happen between 11. Okay, so that's that question answered. We got a few over on Instagram. I'm going to jump in there. We'll take some. Hold on. People are responding to. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. This is a fun question. It is, what was my favorite spot from my summer road trip? So we we went to White Sands, New Mexico. Has anyone ever been there? We drove 3 hours out of the way to the bottom of New Mexico because it wasn't coming up north. It was going down, but we did it on purpose. One, because we wanted to be Instagram models. But everyone on it, no. There was somebody, it was amazing. It's White Sands, New Mexico. It's completely white sands. I'll post some pictures about it. But there was an Instagram girl there because she was like in a neon green bikini, like posing with her guy, like taking pictures. And I was like, darn it, I left my green bikini at home.
We have no room to talk because we take pictures everywhere. We do reels everywhere.
We do, but I didn't bring the bikini. So
Yeah.
that was pretty amazing. And I also really loved Cadillac Ranch in Amarillo, Texas, which is where all the Cadillacs are upside down. It's part of like the old Route 66, and they sell spray paint there, and then you can spray paint the cars, but the paint is so thick. It's the craziest thing. Like, it's basically changing the shape of these cars because there's layers and layers of paint on top. So that was really fun. Okay, so another question over here from Dawn is, what are you hearing about, okay, let me show this actually. What are you hearing about shipping for the holiday season? Last year was so rough. It was.
Yeah, last year was rough, and it was more rough because people were ill-prepared. We were still going through unprecedented times. I think this year will be less rough because we have an idea of how rough it got before.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm already starting to see the season shift a little bit. We're already starting to see Halloween in August, for example, pumpkin spice latte. Everything came early this past year, and it will now. As small business owners, you will have the jump on everything, right? We're teaching you how to do things as far as time in August and focus and scaling. So what do you need to do? You need to encourage your customers to buy early. Buy early. And tell them people are buying gifts early this year because we have no idea what's going to happen. We saw what happened last year, right? And so I think that I have no idea what will happen, but I'm hearing a lot of, the same things. I just think that people are more prepared this year than they were last year.
Yeah. And that's something we're talking about too, is really allowing yourselves time. So you as business owners really need to think through, like, when do I want to cut off orders that I feel safe that I can ship? And you'll just let your customers know. So we have a brand new 127 holiday subject lines that convert to sales, which you'll all hear about too. So just stay with us. But in there, we have a calendar of the last quarter. And in December, it says, let your customers know these are the last days to order to get it in time for Christmas. This is the last day for rush shipping. But throughout, let's say, probably in November, you may want to start emailing and your messaging around shop early. Because here's what I do see. So maybe shipping is going to be, I think shipping is shipping, right? It feels rough always. What's going to happen is we're actually going to see shortages. So what I'd also really want you all to prep for, and we're talking about this a lot with our students right now, is that there are shortages in things, and they're not actually able to gear up the way they normally would because things are running out. There, not only are raw goods going to be short, but also if any of you have tried to order certain things, like I know like furniture is having shortages, there's wood shortages, there's delays in shipments. And so bigger businesses are actually also going to run out of stuff. And they will turn to smaller businesses, but there is going to be this shortage of goods just because of, the Suez Canal shipping delays and everything got backed up. Different countries are approaching COVID in different ways and shutting things down. It's just a mess out there. So I think we'd love for you to gear up and really think through all of that so that you have enough to sell when it comes time to sell.
Yeah. And what a lot of people did last year was that they had like curbside pickup and that sort of thing. What I would like, secret tip, I guess, I didn't even think about this before for all of you that showed up. I really think that you should all think about getting people in person to a store that makes sense. So one of the times when Jacqueline came through Iowa, I went and bought her like this churned butter or churned honey. It was like, I don't know. I forget what it's called.
Creamy honey.
Yeah, creamed honey. It's creamed honey, so it's spreadable. But I had to go pick it up at a local coffee shop. So it made sense because that coffee shop wanted people to come inside. So even if there's a boutique that has needing to have its doors open, if you could say, is it okay if people do pickups here? I can send them to yours and they might stay to shop, right? So this is a collaboration strategy that might come in handy. Yeah, come in handy once the holiday season starts to at least get sales that happen despite what USPS does, so it's just another layer of something to think about.
Yeah. We're getting a bunch of questions about Shop 1-in-5 directory and pledge. So I'm going to kind of take all those questions and put them into one. So a couple questions from Multi-Stream Machine students asking if they get access to the directory. It is a separate investment. And so while our Multi-Stream Machine students a lot of times get things first, right? Like they're aware of things first. Right now, though, the first people that are getting access to get listed are people, they were our masterminders and people who are on the wait list and people who are already in the Shop 1-in-5 directory. They're going to get that first
from
email.
last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's not included. It is separate. It is a completely separate program listing. And you have actually the ability for multiple listings. So if you're on the wait list, here's a cool thing. If you're on the wait list or you were in the directory, so make sure you're on that wait list, we are actually offering founding members 50% off of additional listings. So the first listing is the full price. And then if you want your business, like let's say you sell home goods and you sell candles and diffusers and I don't know, pillows and things like that, or you sell multiple things, you can actually, I'm explaining, this is the wrong category. Okay, let me step back. You have a store and you sell women's and kids, right? You sell clothing, but you sell women's and kids. You would purchase one listing. So let's say you purchase women's at full price. But if you wanted to add kids on, that's 50% off of that listing, which is huge, which is part of the founding members pricing. It will not be the same. So Multi-Stream Machine will have the ability to do that when they get their email. And then anyone on the wait list or founding members that sign up will get that 50% off your second, third, fourth, fifth additional listing. So that's huge. So that's why someone said, when will it open up? It will be running. It will be front facing. People will be able to sign up every day if they want. But this offer of 50% off of your second, third, fourth listing will not. The other thing is when you sign up now, you're locking in your pricing for 2 years. So what that means is that if we decide to up the price, like we have a huge influx of people, it's doing really well, and the price goes up, you've locked in your pricing for 2 years. So it is,
right. Because what you're buying is a 12-month listing. So that price of your 12-month listing is locked in for 2 runs of that 2 years. And when you look at the pricing, it is for a year listing. Just imagine like what you pay for like a Chamber of Commerce to be listed in their Chamber of Commerce directory, right? I like to use that example because I was part of the Chamber of Commerce in Ankeny, right? And so it was, you're able to really think, okay, this is part of my marketing budget that I'm using for visibility, but it does require a 12-month commitment and I get locked in at this rate. And what categories do I need to be a part of? So if I sell women's clothing and men's clothing, and I also sell candles, that's potentially 3 categories. Okay. So make sure that you get into the right categories.
Yeah. We're not going to share like the investment just yet live like this, because this lives forever. And those of you that are founding members, you're going to know what all the pricing is and stuff like that. So I'm not going to share that part right now, but make sure you're on the wait list. Lauren knows this. Lauren, if you're listening live, will they have the ability to change their link throughout the year? There's 2 ways. That's a question because and I'll find that out for you. And remember, this is like beta as well. But what happens is the coolest thing, and I was going to try and show you all what a directory listing looks like and why it's so amazing. Should I show them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to share my screen. Actually, let's see. Instagram, I'll have to turn you around. So hold on one sec.
Oh, I can do it. I'll turn Instagram around.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see here. Amina, you can do this.
It's like I couldn't even get us, like a microphone. Okay. Do you got it?
Yep.
All right, there it is. Okay, so what happens is, so these are just our masterminders. They've originally started. So what will happen is everyone gets to shop. There's all these different categories, and see there's different. So what you would do is if you invested in this, you would get beauty and wellness, for example, would be your directory category that you purchased. all of this, these subcategories, you get to check what you sell. So you can show up in multiple subcategories because search wise, like if they're looking for beard care or they're looking for nails, they'll be able to find you. So you get all of this, but you basically purchase beauty and wellness, you would purchase food and drink, you'd purchase home decor kind of thing, and all that comes with it. So our masterminders were the first that got in here. So here's Do Good Adventures. And here's the cool thing. Either you can click shop now and it takes the customer directly off of our site onto your site to purchase from you, which is what we were talking about at that user experience. But this is the coolest thing. You get an entire page dedicated to you per every listing that you have. And it really features you, the small business owner, the small business, your story. And if you're a brick and mortar or retail shop, that's like Do Good Adventures has a shop. She actually gets to list that here. So she's based in Fargo, North Dakota, 2018. She is a student as well as a masterminder. And we have values. So we have a lot of different values that they can search from as well, like Black-owned businesses, minority-owned, veteran-owned, women-owned, as well as these types of categories. So here's the cool thing, right? You have a little story, then you drop down, and you have this amazing carousel of all of your images. So if you were having a Black Friday sale, you could go on here and change your image to Black Friday, for example. And then there is going to be the ability to also add video. And now listen, if this is blank, it's because Debbie has to go back in and fix it. We don't do this part because you upload everything yourself. And then you also get to change your bio. So another thing that we've seen people do is offer a discount code to Shop 1 in 5 consumers. So it might say like use Shop 1 in 5 discount for 30% off or something like that. And then what's cool is like you're reinforcing that and then they can click it and look, I can shop. And look how beautiful her user experience is as well. So that's really the cool thing about this is that you get this. And so if I just go back,
Oopsie.
Sorry. Real quick. So this is just because there's only a handful of people. But if I go back, you can see here, Debbie is listed in 1, 2, 3, 4 categories. She took out 4 categories because she has subscription boxes and she's gotten listed in different ones. So once this is populated with all of your small businesses, the more places that you're listed, the more you will be discovered. This is not an A to Z directory. So what's cool about that is actually it's if you're, D is at the top and Synesthesia Tarot is an S, we're not listing alphabetically. So rather we're really allowing the our website when it refreshes, moves and shifts people around. And so that way then
In random order.
So that there is no prioritization. I don't know. There's no hierarchy. We didn't want there to be a hierarchy this time. We wanted it to be that people were able to kind of look around and discover the way that people like to shop. So it will kind of refresh and reposition people in different places, but they'll be able to find you based on your categories and searching brand values, searching countries, searching states. Right now, it's based on who's signed up already and then all the categories. So yeah, exciting, right?
Yeah. So all the people that are signing up, so like we said, we're making it available to our wait list as well as our masterminds are already in there. So it's just our masterminders so far. And then today, the people that will get the email are our waitlist people as well as the people that were in the directory last time. And then once we get it filled up, which we are slowly doing, right, which could happen by the end of today, you never know, and just make it feel more full and a good user experience, we're pushing ad money to it so that there can be way more traffic to it. We're pushing a PR team to it. Jacqueline's already going to go on
I'm
TV.
doing a national interview today specifically about this. Oh, and we're going to be featured in Forbes for it as well.
Yeah. Yes. And we are optimizing all SEO, search engine optimization. So meaning that everything that gets pulled in there from listings will be optimized in a way that we'll be able to climb the ladder of Google. And so we're doing everything in our power to make it the best that we possibly can with our own ad dollars. So this is, you pay to be part of the listing or the directory, but there will be ad dollars. And then the PR team is a national PR team. And it'll just be amazing. Like we're so excited. And it's been, like a baby we've given birth to, essentially, is what.
And that really is like the price of the listings, the investment of the listings is really to contribute to this, right? Because we're all in this together. We're all working together. We're all trying to lift each other
I'm glad
up.
you said that.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing I was going to say, was that the thing that we're missing that everybody needs to do is that you need to share the directory. So there, we can do so much with paid traffic, right? This is paid traffic, partner traffic in, because we're doing paid Facebook ads and we're doing paid PR, right? We're paying a team, they're getting our PR spots, but there still needs to be the organic version of that, meaning you all need to email your people, you need to share it, you need to have word of mouth. And that is really what's going to bring this whole thing together. And that will bring everybody traffic, because we're helping each other.
And here's the other kicker. Okay, so when you guys go there, the price is higher than those of you who signed up last year, because last year was only a 3-month listing, just to remind everyone. We're just doing this, and I don't even know if it was a full 3 months. We signed up in October, and it was for November, December. So basically, when we had done it last year, we weren't sure that this was going to be permanent. So we had just done a 3-month listing and pushing for the holidays. This is a 12-month, like Mina said. You want to know the difference? This is why we are charging to be in it, and there is a higher price, because you hear this. Like we pay our what are they called? Our PR team thousands and thousands of dollars.
You guys will actually hear it all broken down.
Yeah, we break it down.
Tomorrow's episode in the podcast. We literally talk about it. It was probably at the height of when we were doing so many things too. Like,
but we've hired on 2 additional people that are going to curate this, like an e-commerce site. And also our goal is to send emails out to curate and like have featured sites. But this is where I'm getting to. We don't take any of your money, in the way of, if you make sales from this, there is no percentage back to us. Like it's not a marketplace. It's not like Etsy, where Etsy takes 5% of your sales.
15%.
Even Instagram, selling through Instagram takes a percentage of your sales. So when we say we're all in it together, it truly is that the more people that are listed, the more people that share it, your investments in are the things that contribute to our ad spend, how many people we can reach, our PR, the team that goes into the back end, the features and all the things that we're doing. So that's what I just wanted to say as you're thinking about it, because there's like, what our whole goal is, just to give you a platform to let customers find you, and they go to you and they shop from you and they discover you. So think about that as you're thinking about it. And the email will go out a little bit later. There was a couple things we needed to fix on the navigation before you all got that email, because
it doesn't look like it was fixed either when you're going through it.
No, they're working on it, because we had a big change for that. Because we have a lot of people that are on that wait list. So, Okay, yay, Dave's in. All right. So can we sign up today after receiving the email if you haven't officially launched yet? But will be. If you sign up, you do need a URL, or you would sign up and then you would just leave your listing on, because we have to approve every listing. So you can sign up and grab the category you want to be in, and then you can finish your listing when you're ready to finish it.
Yeah.
But your 12 months does
URL
start
can
today.
be different things. Like, it does not have to be your website. I want people to understand it's just a URL. So if you wanted to go to your Amazon storefront, if you wanted to go to your Etsy listing, if you wanted to go to your Instagram, possibly, if most of your sales are made through Instagram, you can have it go through there too, or to your website. So it can be any URL, any www that you want it to go to.
Who is this? I know you haven't connected it, but I love this, because last year my bike accessories were under hobbies and craft, but I still got more sales, which is amazing. So let us know your name there as well. But
and we have, I mean, this is like, I can say this because I was the one who developed last year's, but this is light years ahead of what we did last year. So it was a lot of hard work. I'm definitely not a website developer. We put it up, it went well. I mean, everything was like amazing. And then this was like a true team. We really built it out and really put some strategy behind it, just think we've been working on this since last year. So, I know that it's hard not to fall into that trap of what's the conversion, how many sales am I going to make, that sort of thing. But the whole idea here is that you're getting visibility. There's no guarantee when it comes to Facebook ads, even. There's no guarantee when it comes to even putting a product out there in a influencer partnership or even on social media. The whole point is that it's all a holistic view on what you're doing to promote your business. So yeah, it's really exciting. I can't wait because I know the power is in what all of us do together.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Rachel says she loved it and she purchased from others there as well. Yeah, so as soon
Yeah.
as you all get signed up and listed, the site, we're not going to be so front facing to consumers until we get more new businesses on there. So that's why we're doing this push, and then we really want to gear up. Really, we want to start pushing this out in September so that all of you will get sales, and also that we can say like back to school, get ready for Halloween, do all your Christmas shopping early, that kind of thing. So it is, like we said, completely different than it was. And that's why like $100,000. I don't know. We spent something crazy on building
No,
this.
easily $100,000. Like
Yeah.
our podcast episode, we
break it all down.
So tomorrow's sneak peek, it's called Why We Spent $100,000 on
Oh yeah, that's what we called it.
Small Business Shopping Directory. And when we started adding it, we stopped at the 100,000. So it has been a lot of time, money, energy, resources. Our team has spent a lot of time on it, and we've all kind of felt emotional about it at different points of this whole thing, because
we're not gonna lie, we've cried.
Cried
all of
multiple
us.
times. I've screamed into my pillow as an adult woman, this thing that I can. But this is the first time that we've done it, and this is honestly the first time that I feel like anybody's done it in the way that we've done it. So it's been hard. And we're still figuring out, even to this morning, we were figuring out kinks of, how to send, we know that we have the email, but we still have to figure out this navigation, how we want it to.
Well, no,
so,
the navigation is there. We just wanted a shop all section.
Right. So it's ever evolving. And we just keep that in mind as you're looking at it, is that it's not a promise that we'll send you all the traffic in the world. It's a promise that we are really committed in helping you try to do that, you know?
As best as we possibly can. And I share that we cried because, and I mean, even our web developer, who sometimes we're scared of, cried.
I'm not laughing.
And Jennifer, who's new to the team down below, get ready to cry.
It's a coping mechanism at this point.
But we're just going to share it because sometimes big things get overwhelming, or there's things that you have to figure out. And we just all kind of went to that part, but we're also so excited about it. And so,
and we pulled up our big girl britches and we're like, we can do this.
But we're admitting to crying because, listen, we're women. A lot of women do cry. And
men too.
Yeah. We made a guy cry 2 days ago.
Who?
Andrew on our team. Andrew. Our whole team cried. We were like, bosses in
a
tears
good way.
Yeah. But it was like a really good bonding experience. But I think it's amazing. So a couple last things, because I know we're at the top of the hour. Somebody asked, there is no limit to the listings in any category, because there are so many subcategories that if someone's looking for baby pacifiers, right? I don't know if that's a thing, but like they're going to be able to find the links. There is no cap. Also, when you sign up to get a category listing, your business you can shift each of your listings. So let's say you sell baby blankets and adult blankets. You could be listed in home and have your own listing up there, right? So it could say like home, adult blankets, can have different photos, And then you can also purchase a baby category, and your images and everything there can look completely different. The business name, like Piper Moon, for example, will stay the same across everything, but the back end of it will be, you'll be able to customize it depending on the customer. So to let you know that if you need anything, reply to those emails that you're going to get later because you're on the wait list. But we're so excited to be back with you. We're so excited for all that's going to happen. We are taking massive action. So thank you for saying that, Human Print Co. And we're ready to do this together. Remember, we're in this with you. We're in this with you. So we built this whole thing and spent all the money. We have no idea if it's going to work. We don't know if you guys are going to be like, no, we're not going to sign up. But we did it because we're like, we want to give you a place to be. So look out for that email. And then remember that free workshop series. Sign up for that at rockyourholidaypromotions.com/free-workshop. We'll see you in there. And we're going live and we're working with you, and you get workbooks, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. And Bosses and Breakfast is officially back. So this is season 2. We love getting to spend the mornings with you all. It gives me a reason to wake up in the morning, obviously. Otherwise, I'd be sleeping in till now. And we're so excited. So stick with us. It'll be amazing. This year will be way better than last year, I feel like, because it'll just be much more fun.
And then Lauren, just because Lauren's been building this with us, she just wants me to say, when you sign up for your 12-month listing, it starts the day you pay, not when you go live, which means that if you sign up today, make sure that you get your listing up sooner than later, because the 12 months starts from the day that you sign up. But
Yeah.
12 months is a long time, and it's going to be incredible. And we're so excited to be back. So we will see you all next week.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.